Good evening, I'm Jennifer Meckles. We are following some developing news out of Larimer County tonight. Fire crews are working to contain a wildfire near Highway 36 between Lyons and Estes Park. This fire is about 2 acres in size right now. Firefighters with the Forest Service say wind is making this one hard to fight. They're trying to use the rocky terrain in that area to slow the spread. CDOT says 36 is closed between Estes Park and Pinewood Springs in both directions as crews battle that fire. Looking live outside our building tonight at Logan and Spear in Denver, we're seeing extreme winds moving through Colorado tonight. Some areas seeing up to 70-mile-per-hour wind speeds. We're starting to see the impacts from these winds as well. Trees down on top of a home in Littleton. We'll check in with our reporter live out there in just a moment. We're also tracking some hazardous winter weather up in the mountains. This is a live look up at Vail Pass. The eastbound lanes at Vail Pass are closed tonight for icy roads. Up north, I-25 near Wellington, still closed tonight in both directions to the Wyoming border. CSP tells us bad wind conditions like you see here from earlier today caused 5 semis to overturn earlier. And a semi blew over later tonight at I-70 and C-470, spilling diesel fuel. It's been a mess tonight, Kathy, and it's not stopping anytime soon.
No, this high wind event, Jenny, we've been covering all day is well underway and will continue at least until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some of the peak gusts are pretty unbelievable. 96-mile-per-hour gust up at the White Ranch open space. Copper Mountain in Summit County, 91-mile-per-hour gust. Sterling, Holyoke, northeastern Colorado, winds over 80. Broomfield, Erie, Arvada, Englewood, damaging winds continuing tonight. High wind warning continues through noon tomorrow. These winds are extreme, critical fire weather. We're dealing with the worst of the wind in southeastern Wyoming and out across the northeastern plains, but there are pockets of wind to the south and to the west. The winds will be increasing before they lay down overnight tonight, with red flag warnings to the south and also along the Front Range foothills just west of I-25, extending up into Fort Collins and into Weld County. High wind warning continues till noon. Winds to 80 and 90 miles per hour with humidity values in the single digits. Denver included in this. We're seeing this powerful spring storm wind its way over northeastern Colorado, bringing a little thunder, lightning, and some snow. The potential for blizzard conditions in northeastern Colorado due to the wind and snow tonight. I wish we could get a little precipitation here in Denver. It's all about the wind tonight. Coming up, the timing of when this wind event ends, and then we'll look ahead to the rest of your weekend and give you that Sunday forecast in detail.
Kathy, thank you. Xcel Energy did something today they've never done before in Colorado. The company turned off power to tens of thousands of homes in areas that have higher wildfire danger with these big winds tonight. Xcel says about 55,000 customers across 6 Colorado counties would be affected. Parts of Boulder County, Gilpin, Jefferson, Larimer, Douglas, and Broomfield. The company de-energized these lines starting this afternoon around 3 and will keep them shut off into tomorrow. Now, late tonight, Xcel shared this map of the planned power outage areas. You see kind of the shading in certain spots. This only came, though, after a whole lot of frustrated homeowners across the Front Range were demanding more specifics hours ago. Xcel did reach out to a lot of customers directly ahead of time, but people wanted these maps. People can track outages as they happen online, including any additional outages beyond the ones that were initially planned. 9 News reporter Rhea Jha joins us live from Littleton tonight. Rhea, we've already seen some of the damages these winds can do. You're also hearing from people who live in those power outage zones tonight.
Jennifer, the wind has been blowing so strong here. A tree actually fell completely through the roof of this house behind me. Now, thankfully, no one was injured, according to South Metro Fire, who was here around 6 p.m. After about an hour, they said the structure is stable and the Littleton Building Department would be responding to the scene. Now, South Metro Fire says a lot of situations like these are expected to happen overnight, and Xcel says that this is exactly the reason why they decided to cut the power over the Front Range tonight, because of that fire danger risk is so high. We spoke with people in the outage zone who said that they only got a few hours of notice from Xcel, leaving them scrambling, trying to figure out what to do.
We expect those winds to be potentially record-setting of up to 100 miles an hour.
Xcel Energy preemptively cutting off power in Boulder, Gilpin, Jefferson, Larimer, Douglas, and Broomfield counties. This would be the first time they have ever done this here in Colorado.
So we've made every effort to do outbound calls to the customers in those 6 counties. So last night we started contacting those customers to give them a heads up.
Mike Robbie lives in a neighborhood in Littleton and says he didn't get a call notifying him about the outage until 11 this morning, just hours before the power would go out at 3 p.m.
I have a medical situation which requires electricity for me at night.
Luckily, Robbie and his wife got a hotel for the night.
We got 4 hours, and you know, there are people who have family medical situations, family financial situations in these 55,000 customers, and what are they going to do?
For customers that need immediate help, we're directing them to call 911.
I would say that I was a little taken aback by the response. You've got to deal with that, so just go ahead and call 911.
Robbie has lived in Colorado for almost 50 years and knows the importance of preventative measures.
I get that. We certainly don't want another Marshall fire here. And so I know they're trying to prevent that.
But is wondering if this is going to be the protocol every time winds like this come around.
We need much more advance notice than what we got. This was a preemptive plan, and they knew they were going to turn the power off, and so they need to let people know so they can prepare.
Xcel hopes to have the power back on by midday tomorrow, but that all depends on that fire danger risk. As you can see, the wind is still blowing pretty strong, so customers should be prepared for extended outages just in case. Reporting in Littleton, Rhea Jha, 9 News.
All right, Rhea, thank you so much for that update. A look now at FlightAware's misery map, with a little over 300 flights delayed now going in and out of DIA. If you're headed out on a flight this weekend, be sure to stay flexible. Earlier today, crews in Denver battled a fire at an apartment complex in southeast Denver. This happened at Mississippi and Valencia. Denver Fire tells us this was a 12-unit structure. The building is damaged and part of the side of one building collapsed. Everyone got out okay. There were no reported injuries. But firefighters say those heavy winds made it harder to fight this fire, and they're watching hot spots overnight. Firefighters do not know the cause yet. People living in all 12 units cannot go home tonight. Checking on a couple other fires in our state. In Pueblo County, fire crews are still working on the Vision Hills fire. At last count, it burned about 82 acres. You're looking at video from that fire from yesterday. It's still about 80% contained tonight. In the city of Pueblo, the Everez fire at the Everez steel mill is now fully contained. But with high winds, there's still worries about fire danger there.